Hello everybody, my name is Camden. Welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game that you guys suggested en masse, and I saw that Yami Master played it, so I'm very eager to see what's up. That is a terrifying animatronic bear. Family Pizzeria looking for security guard to work the night shift. 12 a.m. the first night. If I didn't want to stay the first night, why would I stay any more than 5? Why would I stay any more than 2? Hello. Hey everybody. Within this week, we are getting the Five Nights at Freddy's movie sequel, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, aptly named. Can you believe that we're getting the sequel this soon after the first one? It only came out 2 years ago. With the development hell that the first one went through, it was announced in April of 2014, before the fourth game even came out. Which sounds like a lot, but if you remember the pacing that he was pumping out these games back in the day, the first two came out within 2014, and the second two came out within 2015. That's a lot. That's a lot. What a beast. When I was a kid, I followed these games religiously. I waited for each installment so impatiently, constantly consuming more content to try and occupy my need for more. Markiplier, Game Theory, Tryhard Ninja, Dawko, Fusion Z Gamer, Resbowski, and Smike.
FNAF number 8 is that Toy Freddy, well, you know, he's kind of, fat.
A huge reason I would indulge myself in creators posting gameplay and lore theories was because I was too scared to play many of these games myself for a very long time. When these games came out, the characters and the atmosphere of the games were just enough to entice me, but too terrifying to want to put myself in the position of actually playing them. Now that I'm older, I'm still a fan of the series, even though I can't say I'm a fan of many of the choices they've made and the direction that they've decided to take. Like, how is this scary?
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Officer Vanessa, I do not know how I got here.
But this got me thinking though, was FNAF ever even actually scary, or were we just kids? Are these new games designed to scare a new generation the same way that it did to me when I was their age? Five Nights at Freddy's was unlike anything else the internet had ever seen at the time. When the game was released, the landscape of horror on the internet mainly consisted of Slender clones. A pretty clear formula was prominent in most of these indie games. Wander around and find a certain amount of a certain thing. FNAF went away with this formula completely and gave us a sit and survive style game that most installments follow. You're unable to move, instead relying on checking cameras and closing doors to prevent the animatronics in the pizzeria from getting into your office. The lack of movement and means to actively combat the enemy force in FNAF was a huge part of the game's scare factor. There's no offense to this game, it's strictly defense and conservation. The other immediate factor leading toward the scares of this game is the animatronic characters themselves. Freddy Fazbear himself sits front and center on the show stage, with Bonnie the Bunny to his left and Chica the Chicken to his right. In the bottom left corner of the showroom sits Foxy the Pirate, an out-of-commission animatronic hidden behind the curtain at Pirate's Cove. If you're unfortunate enough to get this secret poster Easter egg in the West Hall corner cam, you'll be greeted with the secret 5th animatronic dubbed Golden Freddy. These characters aren't inherently scary, as they're meant to be representative of animatronics from the late 80s, 90s era, which, while creepy, are still meant to be entertaining to children. I think the original models do a very good job of balancing this, where you can definitely see how they could realistically be in a children's pizzeria for entertainment, but then, of course, over the gameplay, find a way to be creepy and unnerving. The true horror of these characters comes from the lighting and angles. The camera system is a fantastic means to have the stills of these characters become increasingly more spooky. Sometimes they almost look dead, and others they just linger barely in the shot. And there's a chance to get screens like this. Yeah, this one's still a little freaky. The third aspect I'd like to touch on is the sound design. If you're into FNAF at all, you've surely already seen Scruffy's video, how audio enhances the horror of Five Nights at Freddy's. But if not, I highly recommend you check it out. It's one of the best videos out there on the franchise. The ambiance of the restaurant alone sets an eerie atmosphere as you play. From the banging kitchen sounds, to the footsteps of the animatronics, to Freddy's laughter, to Foxy's humming. They all come together to create this creepy atmosphere. The innate horror of this game comes from the anxiety and buildup of the animatronics making their way to your office. The sounds, the tones, and the music are tools that create this chaos and unease as you play the game. This is all great and serviceable, but the majority of what makes FNAF stand out is because of how unique it was for the time. The first FNAF game paved the road for sequels, fan games, and other creators to throw their own spin on the genre that would later become known as mascot horror. This market has been oversaturated with so many characters and games that have taken away from that ambiance. FNAF alone is one of the most guilty of this. It just isn't very subtle anymore, and at least to me, not very scary. But I'm also an adult now, so maybe it's less that the franchise has changed and more so that that I've gotten older. In fact, I've ingested so much more horror content than whenever I originally got into this franchise. In fact, as a kid, I hated horror. Five Nights at Freddy's was my first introduction to it. As the games got popular, I just wanted to be cool. So my drive for popularity overtook my fear of fear, which is how I got into these games. So if all these factors were taken out, would the game on its own still be scary? Obviously, as someone with too much knowledge on the matter, I don't think that I can answer that. But I do know who can. We'll take a look at two subjects. The first being my little cousin, Q. Q is a little bit older than the age that I was when these games came out. He has very little interest in horror, and without the game's popularity to drive him toward it, he knows next to nothing about it. He also doesn't have the nostalgia toward places like Chuck E. Cheese that these games are banking on. But that kid does have the mind of a con artist. I'll tell you what, originally for this bit, I was going to have my little sister Zara do this. Zara, if you're aware, is Fufa. She's been on the channel. I'm sure you're aware of her if you know who I am. She's fantastic. And I said, Zara, please. She said, no, I'm scared. I don't want to do it. I said, fair enough, but Zara, I promise you, it's not that scary. That's the point of the video. It's not that bad. You'll be fine. It'll be okay. She said, no. I said, Zara, what if I give you $20? And mind you, she's 11. For an 11-year-old, $20 is basically like $1 million. And she said, no. So I said, Zara, what about $30? She said, no. I said, Zara, what about $30 and McDonald's? And she said, get this, ready? No. And then I was like, all right, you're pulling my arm here, but what about $40 and McDonald's? $40 and McDonald's. That's quadrillion. I mean, that's so much money for an 11-year-old. And she looked at me and she said, Camden, no. Give me 2 years. I said, Zara, this movie comes out in like a week. I need you now. What are you doing? What do you mean? And then Q turns to me after I had bumped the price from 20 to 40 in McDonald's. And then he says, I'll do it.
Child labor right here. Thank you. I just robbed you.
Yeah. With my pocket. With 40. Get real, kid. The other subject is my good buddy and podcast partner, Derek, who was the age I am now when these games came out. He stands on the other end of the spectrum. Derek did not care about these games and thought that they were just made for kids. He's only ever played the VR game and only took interest in the franchise within the last month or so. He's also ingested a lot of horror content. Now, I'm aware that I'm adding a few more variables here than I'd like, but I had to take what I can get. So here we have somebody who is 10 years behind the demographic and 10 years ahead of the demographic. Will either of them find it scary? Okay, so first things first. How familiar are you with Five Nights at Freddy's in general? You say you've what? You've only seen the movie?
Yeah, the first one.
That's it.
Yeah.
You've never played any of the games.
No.
You don't know anything about it.
No.
You've any interest in it at all.
I mean, not really. I've never played it.
Perfect. Perfect.
I'm a little scared.
That's the idea. That's the video.
Let's see how bad it ends up. I don't know what the hell you just said.
You got this, buddy.
Alright, so. Who is this?
That's just,
Bonnie.
That's just Chica.
Oh. Oh, I got out of this.
You put that thing back down.
Huh?
The arrow button right there. You want to conserve power, so try to only use the door and the light and the camera. Go ahead, we'll flip the camera back up real quick. Go to 1C. That's Pirate's Cove. If you don't check that one, Foxy will come out. So just every once in a while, check that camera.
Turn them faster, damn. I'm shitting myself over here. This is all after right here?
Yeah.
Get down, get away from me. She's out there?
No, she ain't always check the light before you check the door, because the door can't go back down if they're there.
I heard footsteps.
Then just watch. Might be coming. Whoa!
Oh shit.
Check the light, check the light! Close the door!
I'm shitting. I'm gonna shit myself.
Hey, you see that poster?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, press Freddy's nose.
Meow. Someone's laughing.
Check the door, check the light again. Oh, he's still there.
He is.
Yeah, he's still there.
But you mind leaving? Someone's running. That's Foxy, isn't it?
Check the camera. He's right there.
Hey, shorty. Back away.
Check that other light again. It might have been him walking away. Yeah.
I'm quick spamming these things.
You'll lose your power that way. And you can't really check Foxy.
Should I check if he's there?
Yeah.
I'm scared. Damn, turn off.
Close the door.
Which one?
That one. You're good. Now open that door.
This one?
No, that one. Open that door. Check the camera. Oh, close that door. I'm scared. Check 2A.
Where's Oh my god! He's running.
Don't open the door.
Open it?
No, don't open the door. Don't open the door. Check the light.
Which one?
That one. All right, keep that one
Yeah,
down.
Shawty's
Check that light.
standing-
Check that light. You can open that door. And check the Pirate Cove.
Where's that?
1C. Oh, he's already ready to run again. You better be careful, boy. Check the other door. You can open that one.
Hey, shorty.
Make sure you're listening for those footsteps. That's how you know if they're coming up.
I do. What time do I have to make it to?
6 a.m.
Oh shit, I'm halfway there.
Big time.
Get out! You see what I'm doing?
Looks like Freddy got you.
Freddy. Is the game over?
Yeah, you died.
Hey, like 3 a.m., 4 a.m.?
3 a.m.'s not bad. It's not bad. Especially because it's your first time ever playing and it was the 5th night. So what did you say would you say the game is scary? Were you scared?
I got nerve-wracking after I heard that little guy run.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lot of it, what it comes down to, I think, is that tension. You know, it's not about what happened, because I mean, you didn't even jump or scream or anything when you actually like died, when you got scared, which is the scary thing in the game. You know,
It's just like it's nerve-wracking.
yeah. Oh yeah. Would you say that the build up to it was scarier than the actual the jump scare?
Yeah. Cause I had to keep quickly
Checking, making sure like everything was cool. Yeah. Interesting.
Touchdown.
Interesting.
What does that mean?
The eyes lit up at the end there too. That I've never gotten that before. Okay, hey, so welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game. I'll do that in the beginning of the video, so I probably shouldn't do that now. Okay, so first things first, Derek. What is your base knowledge going into this? Like, how familiar are you with FNAF?
So I kind of know a little bit about the lore. We talked about it on the podcast.
We did. It's a
couple
good
different
show.
times.
I don't know if I'm going to bring it up now because I'm surely going to talk about it before we get to this part in the video. But if not, variety voiceover again.
But yeah, I've never played the game. I think I played a little bit of the VR version, but I didn't play the actual game. I played like the mini games where you like grab things out.
Yeah, like part of the
You
service
fix
and
them?
stuff. Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I mean, I've never played it. I've sat and watched Markiplier's. Kind of have an idea.
But you've never played the game before.
Never played the game before. No.
Okay, and another thing too, you're also the other end of the spectrum for this for me. So you were around when Five Nights at Freddy's came out, but you didn't care about it at all.
Yeah, I always thought it was cringe.
Yeah.
Which is wild to think about now because
now you're about to sit down and play it.
now I'm just gonna sit down and play it.
Yeah.
And
So-
plus, we're gonna go see. Well, I'm gonna go see the movie on Friday, and you're gonna go see it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because you're a true fan and I'm a fake fan.
Is that what that means?
Yeah.
Get on my level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit too much fanatic.
All right, we'll get to, I'm tired of listening to you talk. Go ahead, let's get you started. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready? I'm sure I don't have to explain the
What are the
gameplay to you.
controls?
It's just using the mouse.
You just use the mouse.
Yeah. Ready?
Oh.
Here we go.
How do I get out of this?
Flick, yeah. Turn the lights off, man. Don't just leave them like that. You cook them again. Oh my god. This guy. Hey, do me a favor real quick. Go over to Freddy and honk his nose. Touch his nose and push it.
What is it? Yeah.
You are locked. Don't open the door if he's there!
Go away. Okay.
You are breathing so heavy. Are you tweaking or are you just nose glowing?
It's definitely intense in the way that, like, you have lots of things to do.
Can you hear me?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. Dude, it's 1 a.m. and you have 70% power. 69! Wait. Ready? I'm about to relate to the kids. 6-7!
Yeah, 6, 7. Oh, I didn't know you have to, like, turn them back off. How long are the hours?
I don't even know. Oh.
Hello? So how'd I do?
You didn't last as long as my 13-year-old cousin.
Yeah, I normally don't.
Okay, so let's go through this then. So you also didn't have much of a reaction to like anything. You were breathing pretty heavily the whole time.
Yeah, I
that
normally
like,
do that.
Okay, so it wasn't like nerves.
No.
Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, I was concentrated.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
You were the build up, right? You did flinch at the jump scare. I will say that's something that you didn't do, right?
For sure.
Which makes sense because you know, thing in your face, you're getting screamed at. Makes sense, right? I'm not dogging on you for that.
Yeah.
But you also didn't have a whole lot of reaction to the stuff going on in the game. That's something that was opposite to my cousin. He was like tweaking at the sounds and all that stuff, and then had no reaction to the jump scare, and you were kind of the opposite. Yeah. Do you think that the ambiance was it getting to you at all by any means? Like, were you freaking out? Were you, you know, like at any point like?
No, I think the jump scare of it all is just like, you know, obviously reaction.
Because it's your face.
But no,
sure.
I didn't really find it scary in the way that like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, it was like concentrated, and I guess there's a little bit of like the nerves, but
too much nerves.
A little bit too much nerves. But I'm not sure if it's like has to do with the fact that like I'm being recorded and.
Well, I do think another big part of it too is just the fact that you're also more like. You're a little more familiar. I know that you also view this, you know, it's a game.
Yeah.
And you're also like a game-oriented person. Yeah. Do you think that for you is more like less about letting the ambiance or the fear of it get to you and more so focusing on the strategy? Because I definitely saw you had strategy there.
Yeah, for sure. I was more so focusing on the strategy to not lose to a child that made it past night 3. And then
you still,
still failed it. Because like obviously I had no idea of the game.
Yeah.
Other than like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't close the door.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't close the door, Camden. Why?
I'm actually not entirely sure. That normally only happens whenever like you mess up.
Yeah.
But you saw it was there and then went to close it and it didn't work. I don't know why that didn't work.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was
a little bit too much jip.
What?
Jip. Yeah,
what is that?
Jipped.
What does that mean?
It's a phrase.
Is that a slur? Am I gonna have to bleep that?
Maybe. Don't bleep it, because
because then it'll sound like you did say a slur. I'll keep it in there, but I'm so concerned about it.
No, it's a term of being cheated out of something.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, you kind of suck at this game.
I do, and that's okay.
It seems to me that what we've learned here is that this game is built around atmosphere. To be affected by the ambiance, you have to be fully bought in. When it comes down to just being a strategy, the panic goes away. When you're so focused on the task at hand, you miss the lore and the elements that invoke a chill. At the end of the day, the game is about dead children that were horrifically murdered, possessing robots to come kill you. That's dark. But when you see FNAF discussed online, many people just glaze over this fact because it's such a common talking point for this franchise. We've collectively taken the fun out of child murder, guys. Way to go. Ultimately, it seems even without the years of acclimation to the story, themes, and gameplay, FNAF is less of a horror and more of a strategy game. Once Q began to figure out the rhythm, he became less scared and more irritated with the animatronics. Derek had some semblance of a strategy going into the night and so didn't bat an eye at many of the signs that would freak other people out. FNAF is all about unfamiliarity, which is why for someone like Q, you can see him being real intense in the beginning and slowly easing out of it. Then you have someone like me who's been playing these games for 10 years now, a decade. This stuff just isn't scary for me anymore. What is that? Hello?
Hello?
Hey, unscripted outro. I just wanted to come by and say thank you so much for watching. I had this idea in mind for a little while, and I just thought it was this kind of cool little trip down memory lane and fun little experiment. You know, I thought it'd be fun, something I haven't really touched on before, especially with the gameplay stuff. I thought that was kind of cool. I like making these videos of like just one big topic of something I'm interested in. You know, I've done superheroes, Invincible, Ben 10, 21 Pilots. It's just kind of cool to come around to Five Nights at Freddy's. This is all stuff that, you know, I've grown up liking and are pretty fundamental to who I am, I think. And it's just kind of cool to be able to share that with you guys. I'm really excited for this movie. I'm filming and recording all this and editing, hopefully, before I get to go see it. I see it a day early on Thursday. So hopefully it's good. It looks good. I enjoyed the first one a lot. I enjoy this franchise. But that is all for this time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell notification button so you get notified every time there's a new episode here on Comeback Kid Films. But in the meantime, I will see you next time.